Hi guys, let's learn some advanced topic in Terraform today. Today we are going to learn how to write scalable and modular code in Terraform. We are going to use locals, count and for each in Terraform today. So why do we need local, count or for each? We need this to create multiple resources and importantly to avoid the repeating logic. So if we use this, our code will be more dynamic. Let's create the Terraform files now. First I will create my main.tf file. main.tf. So in main.tf, first I will add my provider block. Here project and region I will get it from the variables, and the credentials I will get it from my JSON file that I have already added it. So next I will use local count and for each. So here in this demo, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create three buckets. These are the GCS buckets, and I'm going to add these reusable bucket names in local block. And also I'm going to use count to create these buckets. And in count, I'm going to use index based approach. Also, I'm going to create a map of region with the bucket names, and I will loop through these maps using the for each loop. Let's see how it goes. So first I'm going to create a locals block. So locals. Here I will define two things. One is environment and another one is name prefix. Environment I'm going to declare directly, that is dev, and name prefix will use on my project ID from the variables. Then hyphen local dot environment. Locals dot environment. Environment means dev here. Then I will declare the bucket names here. Basic buckets name, that is logs, media and report. These are the three different GCS bucket names. Then I will add full bucket names. Here I'm going to add a for loop for name in local dot basic buckets. So it will loop through my basic buckets, logs, media and reports. The full bucket names values should be local name prefix, that is my project ID hyphen my environment, that is dev. Hyphen name means it will go through this loop, that is logs, media and reports. So first bucket will be logs, second bucket will be media, then third bucket will be reports. So my full bucket names will look like my project ID hyphen my environment, that is dev, then hyphen logs. Then for second bucket hyphen media, third bucket hyphen reports. Then I'm going to add a map here. So I will map each bucket with their own region. For logs, I'm going to use US Central one, and media for South one, and for reports, it is Europe West one. So that's it. I have declared everything in locals now. So now let's create buckets in two ways. First, I will use count. Then I will use for each. Let me declare my resource block. Resource block I will use my GCS Google Storage bucket. Then I will name it as count buckets. First I will use count now. So first I will declare the count equal to length of local dot full bucket names. Full bucket names means this one. So length of this full bucket names. And then to create my GCS resource, I have to give a name. So name equal to, so here if you are using count means I am going to use the index. So local dot full bucket names count dot index. So for names it will check the index of my full bucket names. So for first one it will be full bucket name of my logs. Second will be media, third will be reports. So name will be added based on the index. Then the location I'm going to use the var.region. So this is how we use count to create buckets based on the index. Let's create one more resource block to use my for each loop. So I'm going to use resource same GCS. Then the name I will add as for each buckets. Then I will define my for each equal to, I'm going to use region map now. Then for the name, I will use local name prefix, that is this one, that is my project ID hyphen dev. Then hyphen each dot key. So key it will check in my region map. The key will be my logs, media and reports are key, and US Central one, these regions are my values. So keys means this bucket names. Then we'll add a hyphen name to differentiate between my buckets from count and for each. Then the location. In location, I'm going to add each dot value. Value means here the region map values. That's it. Let's save this main.tf file now. So now as usual, let's create my variables.tf file. Here I will add my project ID and region variables. Let's save this file now. Then I will create my terraform.tf file. Here in tf file, I've added the values for both project ID and region here. Then I will create one more file, that is outputs.tf file. In outputs, I'm going to print two things. One is full bucket names list using local.fullbucket names, and another one is for each bucket location using the local.region map location. So that's it. Let's save our outputs.tf file now. So let's deploy this now. So first I will run terraform init to initialize my Terraform platform. So there is an error. So instead of floor bracket, I give a normal bracket here. So I'll close my floor bracket here. Let's save this now. Let's again run terraform init. So Terraform has been successfully initialized. Let's run terraform plan. So here in plan, you can see 6 to add, 0 to change, 0 to destroy. So 6 buckets will be created. Now let's run terraform apply. And again, it will show 6 to add, 0 to change, 0 to destroy. And I will confirm using yes. Now it starts creating my buckets. Here you can see. So now apply is completed. 6 resources are added, and also it shows my outputs also here. So that's it. 6 buckets are created. Now let's see these buckets in my GCP. So in GCP, if I go to my cloud storage and if I go to my buckets, Here you can see 6 buckets are created. So here dev logs, dev media and dev reports are created based on my count logic, and all three named buckets are created using my for each logic. Also you can see these unnamed buckets are created in one region, that is US Central 1, because that's the default region I have added in my terraform.tfrs file. And in case of named bucket, first bucket is created US Central 1, second bucket is created in Asia South 1, and the third bucket is created Europe West 1. That is what I have defined in my region map logic here. You can see first bucket is in US Central 1, second bucket is Asia South 1, and third bucket is in Europe West 1. That is the logic I've added. So this is how you can make use of locals, count, and for each. Subscribe and check out other videos too.